We've all been there. A flash sale just popped up, and it just so happens to be at one of your favorite retailers. And now you're laser focused on making the purchase. But in the back of your mind, you hear a little voice telling you, think about the budget. You try to ignore this voice, but these little voices are persistent, and it manages to get its message across. You pause, consult the current budget, and you realize this purchase will put you over the limit. You know you don't need to make this purchase, but something inside of you wants to make the purchase. How do you fight this feeling? Use the 24-hour rule. What is the 24-hour rule? It is where you wait 24 hours before you decide on whether to make a purchase. You will usually use the rule when you're fighting the urge to buy something that you don't necessarily need. This could be a relatively small or sometimes big purchase. So how do you implement the 24-hour rule? First, separate yourself from the situation. Now, if you are shopping online, that might mean going to a different website, shutting down your computer entirely, or staying off your phone. If you are physically in a store and you're debating a purchase, turn around and head for the exits. Remember, removing yourself from the situation is the first step in the 24-hour rule. Second, after removing yourself, now you begin your 24 hours away from the purchase. Find something else to fill your time. You may still spend a tiny bit of time thinking about that impending purchase, but I want you to really focus on enjoying the day and the night without thinking about buying. Get yourself a good night's sleep, and when you wake up, you just might have a different feeling about that purchase that you were deciding on. At a minimum, you should be a little more calmed down from that initial excitement when you were thinking about the purchase the day before. Now, the final step is to consider if the purchase is really worth it. Sometimes it might be, but remember, you don't want to bust the budget for something that you don't really need. You may likely find that the purchase is not worth it. At a minimum, you can decide to wait until that purchase may fit into your budget at some point in the future. Remember this, retailers have sales all year long. It is very rare that they're not going to have multiple sales throughout the year. So it is important for you to keep that in mind when you are deciding. In summary, use the 24-hour rule to your advantage when deciding on a purchase you're unsure about. If the purchase will break your budget, you should likely wait until the budget allows for it. And if the budget does allow for it, still wait and see if your feelings have changed after waiting 24 hours. Be sure to check out our website and YouTube channel for more personal finance content. As a reminder, this video is provided for general education purposes only. It is not intended to provide financial advice specific to your situation.